Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 12th Skype session. We're here to talk about the importance of followers and following. And just a brief introduction about Impaction and the Skype sessions that we have. We're simply a team of people who talk about new ideas that make a positive difference in the world. Skype sessions, we have them every other week, and we discuss new ideas and trends in the social impact space and our perspectives, share our perspectives on that moving forward. Thank you all so much for being here. Today we're going to talk about the misconception of being a leader and how being first on a rankings list or starting a new idea may not necessarily be the best. Um, we we have leaders who have shaped our markets and societies and cultures, and in turn we have put them on a pedestal. But we have to understand that they would be ordinary if it weren't for the people who had supported them, the people, the systems who have supported them. So we're here to change the narrative on the power of being followers, not only leaders in this space moving
I don't
forward.
know. One thing I kept thinking about when I was reading these articles and thinking about this like importance of not only having leaders is just the idea of how like followership, especially in American culture, has like kind of a negative connotation because everyone is individualistic. And so being a follower is kind of presented as like not having your own ideas or not having like the strength to lead. But actually everything is built on followers. So I think of a follower role as more of like a support role, and I think that that connotation is like a little bit easier for people to get behind in terms of like understanding that inside of our culture.
I'm gonna jump in on there. Another thing that Shivani said, and it kind of ties into what you were talking about, Tommy, was misaligned incentives. I think was the term you used, and that is so. And I think so. In a sense, is almost disagrees with the concept of alignment in ideology. Um, so a lot of the issues come to attention of like Shivani mentioned a couple times, I want to grow in this way. I want to make this impact on the company or the community, but my role in it doesn't involve anything like that. Any ability to really do that. I think a lot of it comes from how the way that we hire people and the way jobs are presented to there as a series of duties and responsibilities that need to be retained. And it's really easy to do that. Like, I need somebody to hit this number by this time and this way, and anybody can fall in and get that thing done. As long as they get it done, then we're okay. And I think sort of what's starting to happen is a realization that that model is really conflicting with what we're trying to sell everybody of be self-reliant and this whole like American thing that's out there. And of course, this tension's been going on forever, but we really haven't had the tools to address. Well, what else can we do except tell somebody what?
I think Silicon Valley does a great job in portraying this. Like, I don't know if you guys really remember the scenes from Silicon Valley, but when Richard was really asked to speak as a CEO and he did like two blunders in the orientation process, in the end he impressed everyone by going and coding for 72 hours straight. And he was like, I don't care if you don't think of me as a public speaker. I don't care if you do not respect me for the person I am. You will have to respect me for the coder I am because I know my idea works. The idea should lead you. And I am the one who will work ahead or more than all of you combined to finish it. You can follow that instinct of mine or not. And I think that makes a very, very good point. Like most of my, like, for me, even as a follower, it is very important for me to know that the guy I'm leading is really good at what he does.
Yeah. The point that even you touched on, Shivani, exactly what I was talking about, like blind followership. So that basically it means nothing. You're neither a leader nor a follower at that point. You're just, I don't know, if you're, I don't know, following a trend rather. That's or a fad, as you said.
Um, just when you're talking about that, Seth Godin comes to mind. If any of you have heard of him, he's a marketing expert. He's written so many books and writes a blog post every day, but just something that he is a big believer of is, people are looking for mentors, and that really ties into leadership for me. You know, he's like, there are more mentors than there are there are more mentees than there are mentors. So if you're really looking for a mentor, go into your industry and look for a leader in your industry and adapt them as your mentor and follow what they're doing in those footsteps. So I think that resonates with what you're talking about, not somebody who's just in some industry who's built up this great empire, but maybe someone who you can follow their path slowly and see what is leading to their pitfalls or successes in their career.